my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 64 of The Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is, it's Greek to me, to baklava. Before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring that bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think that they could help. With that being said, let me touch base on what we're going to do today. We're obviously making baklava, but we're going to make it a little bit different, and that's why it's part of the Dessert Done Differently segment, as well as we're doing the positive words from the week. We're going to add more to the movement. And then we're also celebrating my grandpa because on March 8th, it would have been his 115th birthday, and hence why I'm making the baklava, because he's Greek. And so am I. Okay, so let me get to the positive words of the day, for the week actually. So Friday, March 4th is powerful. The ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality. Produce an effect. For the 5th, it was epic. Something is awesome, great, or unforgettable. Grand. 6th was enlighten. Give greater knowledge and understanding about a subject or situation. Spiritual insight. 7th of March was Monday. Ikagada? I could have brutally. Ikega? It's Ekaggata. And I am so sorry I brutalized that pronunciation. It's a Pali Buddhist term meaning tranquility of mind, the essence or unification of concentration. Tuesday was connections, a sense of being open and available to another person or thing, care deeply, and want more interactions. The 9th was authenticity. I have a hard time saying that one. True to your own personality, values, and spirit, regardless of the pressure that you're under to act otherwise. Honest to yourself and others. And the 10th, today, audacious. Showing a willingness to take surprisingly bold risks, daring or fearless. So there you go. That is our list for today. Now, I'm trying to get everything out of my way here because this is a major production. Now, the only way I'm doing it differently is typically you would make it with sheets and you would, layer them. Then you'd put the filling and then you'd put another sheets and then you'd cut them kind of on a bias so they were like little diamond shaped. But we're going to make baklava bites. So, I got this lovely recipe on Pinterest, of course. HowToThisAndThat.com is the where the recipe came from. And we're doing, let me read it from the card so I can see better. It's 2 tablespoons of butter melted. This is the filling, by the way. 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 cups of finely chopped walnuts, 3/4 of a cup of honey, 1/4 cup of sugar, and then she used the shells. Well, darn it if I didn't have the shells. So I'm going to make my own bites. So that is the only substitution on this recipe, really. And then I have my oven preheated to 350. And then the directions are there, and I'll go through those once we get to that part. But we are only making the bites right, or the, oh my goodness, I drew a blank. We're only making the shells right now. So what I decided to do was, because all I had were the sheets, was to make my own. And the one thing, and I got this from, what I wrote on here, take2tapas.com, and that was also on Pinterest, was to put them in the little muffin tin and then put like beans or pie weights in there. But what I decided to do was to use the other side of my muffin tin. So what I did was I sprayed that it's all sprayed up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to form the cup over this part because I don't have pie weights and I don't have beans. I don't have a hill of beans. Anyway, and then I'm just going to cook them like this. Fingers crossed. If this works out, I think I'm going to be doing this for other things. Obviously, little pie, pie fillings. That would be a great little, and you don't have to use phyllo dough for that. You can use pie crust. You can make little cookie cups that way. I've seen that done on something like this. I'm just hoping the phyllo isn't so light that it just goes, and that is my one fear. All right, so what is going to happen is this is going to be kind of a long process of layering. So, and there's lots of sheets under here. It's under a damp towel, and we're supposed to keep them like that. And we're using melted butter to kind of glue the phyllo dough sheets together. And then when we have 4 layers of sheets, that's when we cut them and make them into the shapes. So I'm hoping this won't be a long drawn out process. I'm going to show you the first couple sheets. I'm going to get those all spread out, and then I'm going to put you on pause for a second so you don't have to watch the same process over and over again. And then I'll show you how I'm going to cut them. Hopefully with this guy, it might have to be a knife. I don't know. I don't know that my pizza cutter's that sharp. And then, what was the other thing? So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna layer it over that. So I'm gonna put it on pause so you don't have to watch every single one. Then I'm gonna, show you how I put them in the oven. Hopefully, I'm a little nervous, I have to say, that they're just gonna. But I'm hoping, I'm hoping gravity will help me out here, and the fact that there's melted butter on each sheet and not just the sheet, because I think that would just fly away. But anyway, okay. So yeah, we're gonna honor my grandpa by making a little baklava. Hopefully, if I mess it up, sorry. I'm gonna do my best. Okay, so first things first, I have a little setup here, 2 cookie sheets. I'm hoping this is not, maybe I should spray that too. I didn't think to see, does it say spray the cookie sheet? No, it really doesn't. I guess it's light enough that they're not really worried it's going to stick. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to take this off for a second. And we're going to take our first sheet out. Hopefully. Very gently. Hey, you get back there. Like I said many, many times, this is the first time I'm doing this. Shoot, my phyllo must be too dry. Oh no. Okay. First time doing this recipe with you. So let me get this back on there. Oh boy. I don't think I'm supposed to pick it up that dramatically either. It's such, boy, this could be a long drawn out process. I do every recipe with you for the first time. So bear in mind, I am just at a loss at some things that I'm doing as you are. If you're a phyllo dough expert here, you're probably cringing a little bit. And I'm trying to figure out which way it goes. I'm guessing this way because this is the corner. Okay. Nope. I don't know. None of it looks like it fits correctly, but okay. I did have to get rid of the very first sheet too because it was completely ripped. Okay, so here I did 1 stick of butter at a time. It told me to a whole cup of butter, but because I'm not using a whole package of phyllo dough, I'm not sure I need the whole thing. So then we take our little brush here and hope to goodness gracious that my brush isn't going to rip because I don't have, you stay here. I don't have like a brush, like a bristle brush. This one's silicone, so I'm a little worried that it's gonna, rip it because it's not as delicate a brush as like a regular. It has a drip butter everywhere. Yeah, this one is pretty dry, I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna guess you probably need to put your damp towel on your sheets a little bit quicker than I did. It comes frozen and I put it in the fridge overnight to defrost. Then I put it out. Oh no, don't fall apart. This might not be the greatest sheet to start with, but we'll give it our best try. I was kind of hoping the next sheet would then help it stick together, right? I mean, that's the point of this. Except now I got this one so soft in butter. Alright, let me take the next one. And very delicately, let's try it. Let's treat it like a pie crust, right? Maybe? Alright, please let go, John. We'll keep it doubled up until I get it. It's like my phyllo was pre-torn for me, which is not cool. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Sweet. There we go. I'm gonna put this back real quick. All right. Voila. Now we hope that that one glues to the next one, or to the last one, so that I'm not dealing with picking it up and it falls apart again. So it said 4 sheets, but you could do as many as 6. She was saying that the less sheets the crisper or lighter the cup would be. So I kind of wanted to go for the 4. So we'll see how it works. Hopefully I'll get a decent amount of cups out of it. I didn't really measure, but I have another mini muffin tin that I can take and kind of make a shape for, I think. I'm just going to leave them square. That way I'm not wasting any of the dough. I feel like if I cut them in a circle, it would just be, at least then it gets baked. Alright, I'm trying to go as quickly as possible so that you can see the demonstration and then we move on. Now I can put you on pause, you know? Because you don't need to watch this over 2 more times. Or 1 more time, anyway. Okay, so that's how we're doing it. We're kind of picking up the bottom part, folding it onto the top part, which seems to help. And then just like a pie crust, we're kind of just letting it flail, but not, holding it by the single layer was where we got in trouble last time, I think. Okay? And then we just kind of press it down. I think I'm supposed to press it down. Okay? And then I got 1 more layer, so I'm going to do that off camera so you don't have to keep washing. And then I will cut them for you, hopefully. This one's all... There we go. All right. Okay. Putting you on pause. I'll be back in a minute. All right, so I'm back. I did the 4 sheets. It was unclear whether I was supposed to butter the top one. And then I also realized I was supposed to be cooking these at 400. It was the actual baklava bites that get cooked at 350. So what I have now is I have them cut out kind of into a thing. And I'm hoping I can use this, but I don't know if it's going to work. It might be too light. But at least if it could give me a guideline, that'd be great. Again, I feel like I'm not working fast. But I don't want to mess up all the phyllo either, So they're not the straightest of lines, I'm going to say. Which makes them even more homemade looking, I guess. And now I got to find the lines that I may go in the other direction. Alright, so this here... It's actually working pretty well. And then I think that's one, I hope. And then there's one here. I actually got to 400 pretty quick, which seems kind of like not. I mean, my oven's running pretty hot if you ask me. So, fingers crossed these will work out okay. And I buttered this top one only because I thought maybe it would help me to fashion them onto here. So, I'm going to take my little phyllo layers and fingers crossed I get it to kind of conform. Come on now. Nope, this one's ripping. Okay, so The concept might be good. It might work. But I have to be more gentle when I'm forming it over the cup. I ripped that one a little bit too, I pushed on that one a little too aggressively. Trying to get them to kind of stay in position here and pray that this works. Maybe giving it a little bit of a squeeze to press it down. That was the other reason I buttered the top layer, because I thought since I wasn't using weights to hold my phyllo from poofing up, that the butter would help adhere the cup to the I wish I had like little food safe rubber bands, but I almost feel like it would be too much too. Like it would just I'm flipping that butter side down so that I can get it to, and I'm trying to get it to kind of fold into little, oh, that worked out really well. That one, you know what, if we keep experimenting, fingers crossed, I'll finally get the right technique going, hopefully. Some of these are going to be smaller than others, so they're not going to get as much filling, but maybe that'll be for the people that are trying to have a little bite, but not trying to ruin their... Although there's not a lot of like... this dough's pretty light. Yes, there's butter. I was thinking about using coconut oil, but I didn't know if it would change anything, and I really wanted it to be as authentic tasting as possible. Some of my end ones are a little bit more dry than others, unfortunately. So I'm trying to move and kind of give it a little bit of a pinch on each side to give it more of a like you would do for a pie crust, you know? Yeah, I definitely would probably be a little bit more, this one is just not worth, I could try, but I just don't think it's going to do, nah, it's too skinny. What happened was when I was using the pizza cutter, it kind of went rogue and went a little diagonally, and yeah, so that is what I'm dealing with. Maybe I'll butter a little bit just to keep them down, you know, because it's dry on that side. So if you notice, I'm wearing my Broncos hat. We got a quarterback. We got Russell Wilson. Fingers crossed, he's our new franchise guy. I really miss Peyton Manning a lot. Yes, here's another skinny one. Those I hope are the only, that row is the only one, and even these I hope are like, the last three are the only ones that are like this. Maybe it'll be more like a baklava, I don't know, flatbread, I don't know. I'm doing my best here to get them to conform. And I'm noticing that it really has to be something quick. All right, so I think I'm going to let you go so I can finish these up and get these in the oven real quick, and I'll show you when I'm done. That way I can go faster. See you in a few. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm going to go put them in the oven now. I do believe this is going to be our experimental round because, frankly, they definitely need to have more butter on them. I think that's where my downfall was. But these are the ones we're going to experiment with, and I'm going to try for you. So we're going to let these go. I think it said 10 minutes. The reason I'm a little nervous is because they're so dry. They're already peeling up off the... So I feel like, you know, we're going to need to do another round to have it solidified. Okay, now we're on to actually making the filling. So we have our 3/4 cup of honey. We have our 1/4 cup of white sugar. I would look into experimenting with other flavors, but I wanted to be genuine for the recipe today. 2 tablespoons of butter that I'm going to have to melt. And then this is 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. And then it's 2 cups of finely chopped walnuts, or if you follow other recipes, you can also use pistachios, which I love, but this is traditional for me, okay? So I'm going to put the light on here so I can at least see how badly they're not cooperating. Again, I'm hoping gravity will help us out. Okay, first thing I have to do is melt my butter. I'm going to put that in for mean, it's already warm, so I can't imagine it would take. Please don't explode in my microwave. I get nervous. I don't know why. It's just butter. It just gets everywhere. It is almost done though. Okay. So first things first, we did the cups. Okay, and then in this bowl, we're going to mix our nuts. And some of mine aren't as chopped as I thought they were. Darn it, I hate that. I should have done 1 cup at a time, but I chopped both cups at the same time. Can be a little too much in the pile, so to speak. Okay, and then we're going to add our cinnamon. Actually, I think I'm going to mix the cinnamon with the sugar. I don't know why. I just feel like it would get more evenly distributed this way. Let's get that. Plus, I love the smell of cinnamon sugar. Hello. Okay. Oh. Oh, yeah, okay. I don't think I needed the whole 2 tablespoons because the 1 tablespoon was for the kind of just brushing the Phyllo cups if you already had those, which I did not. So I think I have a little too much butter for this recipe, so I'm just only going to pour half of that in there. But I want to get the nuts pre-mixed with the cinnamon. Okay. And then I'm going to only pour half of the butter. So it's the nuts. I gotta make sure I'm not doing this wrong. The nuts, the cinnamon, the sugar, and the remaining butter, which is the 1 tablespoon. Just half of this. Which to me, if you think about it, like 1 tablespoon to do, and it was 3 boxes of Phyllo shells, so that does not seem rational enough to me. Put this inside there and just kind of get them all good and glossy. This smells, you guys, this is one of the best smells in the whole wide world right now. Oh, I love baklava. But I have to be wary of the walnuts I use. So I get Trader Joe's, because I can have Trader Joe's. Okay, and then it wants me to drizzle with a small amount of the honey. I don't know what that means. I'm going to put a little more butter in here. Oh, they're actually turned out really good. I would brush a little more butter on them though, because they just dried out way too fast, if you ask me. Okay. And the recipe came, the baklava bites came from howtothisandthat.com, but they're all on Pinterest. I just Googled, and then I'm going to drizzle. I had set the timer. After all that, I think they might be done. They're pretty golden brown, guys. I don't know. Should I leave them a little bit? They remind me of paper bags. I don't want them to get overdone. But look, they didn't come off the paper. Or off the cup. I think I'm going to move it around, and I'm going to do it for like 2 more minutes, because there was no way that was 10 minutes. Either that or I just talk a lot and I don't realize it. Alright. Okay. So now we're going to drizzle that little bit of honey that they said we can have in here. I don't know what a little bit is, but I'm just going to do enough to coat. Okay. Come on. Stop your drizzling. It's not listening. Okay. Ugh, what a mess. Now, I have not had the pistachio one, to be honest. They're getting dark really fast, so I might have to pull them out. And I don't want my mix to be too dry either, because I want it to kind of adhere. I think I do a little bit of a honey into each cup too. Yeah, it says pour a generous amount of honey into each cup slowly. And then you top with the, oh no, it's the nuts first, then you top with a generous portion. I think that's why I love it so much. The reason I think I'm going to like the bites a little better is because I don't like what happens when you do the sheets. And I'm just making a disaster here. Get that all mixed together. All right, I'm going to go get those out. I'm going to put you on pause. Okay, guys, I'm back. So they turned out really good. They got a little bit darker than I probably would have liked. But what I did, I lowered the temperature on the oven to 350 because I think these could have potentially cooked at 350 as well, and it wouldn't have been cooked so fast. I would have had a chance to get everything together before it got out of control. Anyway, what I put in here I feel is an adequate amount of honey. So I don't think I'm going to do the generous portion. What I think I'm going to do is just use a spoon, do a little, because I did put a decent amount in there. Okay, and what is nice is I have another little muffin tin, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little shell off of there. It worked out so good. I'm going to cry. Okay, so it's a little puffy. Look at it, cooked on the inside and the outside perfectly. They remind me of a little paper bag. And then I'm going to pop it in the front. Please don't break, please don't. I'm just going to set it in there so it has a place to cook, but doesn't open up. I don't think it should. Okay. And then they want us to do that little drizzle. I don't really think I need it, but let's see what happens. I'm trying to think of a better way to do this than to just like drizzle each individual cup with a little bit of honey, because this is going to be very time consuming. Okay. And then we're going to do, I want to show you one whole cup. Okay. So then we put, I don't know, tablespoon? I guess however much we think it's going to hold. Okay. Maybe you do need the honey on the top too. Oh my gosh. These are so stinking cute. Okay, get it in there. Come on. All right. And then I would do, all right, stay. Again, talk to your food. It's okay. All right. Since I use that one for the filling, what would be a better way to drizzle? I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. I'm drawing a complete blank. All right, so I'm going to put another little drizzle of the honey on the top. That's probably plenty. And then we move on to the next one. Okay, but let me show you. Okay, I'm going to flip them all over. I'm going to try to use most of them. They're so pretty. The inside is such a pretty color. They turned out really great. I'm so pleased. So I was thinking I'm going to have to cut or poke holes in the puff pastry so that, you know, they wouldn't puff up. But frankly, I'm glad I didn't, because that would have probably let a lot of the honey out. But again, I probably would cook them just a hair less. So the next batch is going to be more of the example. But these get baked for 10 minutes as well, which I think is a little exorbitant if you ask me. But anyway, all right, you ready? Here she comes. See that pretty little cup on the end there? Aren't they cute? I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm going to put you on hold, and I'll be back with you in a little bit. Don't leave, because we got to try them. Okay, so there we are. They're all beautiful, and I'm ready to put them in the oven. And I'm probably only going to do it for a couple minutes because I wasn't supposed to cook the shells that long. So I think we're just trying to get everything like melded together. So So hopefully 5 minutes isn't too much. Fingers crossed. The video cut out on me, so hopefully I got all the other stuff. I'm going to have to meld these two together. And it says I'm running out of space, so hopefully I'll at least get to test them with you real quick. But I wanted to go over adding more to the movement. And what I mean by that is adding, besides walking, which is key. Don't get me wrong. If you're walking, you're doing great things. Trust me. Your brain is starting to work. Yeah, I ate the nuts off the counter because they look delicious. And you're working on improving yourself. But the next step is we need to find something to strengthen our bones. Because frankly, as we get older, our bones tend to get weaker. They get brittle. They break easier. So walking, while key for our heart and everything else, we need to make sure that we start adding a little bit of light weights. And please, before you do any exercise routine, talk to your doctor, okay? Because I don't want you doing anything your doctor doesn't want you doing, okay? And make sure it's safe for you to participate in any kind of physical activity. Walking, again, maybe you need to double check, and I totally understand. So, and I just lost my train of thought. So in order to strengthen our bones, weightlifting is a great way to do that. Obviously, like I said, as we get older, we don't want to lift as much, or we don't need to lift as much. Most of us are just looking to tone, as women especially, we're looking to just tone our muscles and keep our body kind of fit and lean. So that means lifting lighter weights more often, more repetitions per session. So that would be like if you did 2 to 3 pounds and you went like this, and you would count like up to 12. If you can do more, do more. If you're comfortable, don't do any exercise if you find that it just doesn't feel right. Even if your doctor says so, stop what you're doing and make sure you check with him and find out what's going on. I'm getting a little nervous, I have to say. I don't want them to get burnt. Because really, like I said, I think the only reason we were cooking the other part for 10 minutes, but I just burnt myself, was to cook the shells, and I already did that. So I think perhaps it was just to get our stuff kind of working together here. I'm just afraid there's not enough something, because it's the filling itself seems a little shifty, and I'm wondering if my my amount of honey that I put in there wasn't enough. All right, I'm gonna go, I don't know, I'm afraid to go too much longer because they're already a beautiful color, and I think they would get a little too, I don't know. But we're gonna take the rest of these off. I just can't believe how well that worked out. I'm very happy. I thought for sure I would be able to see, like, some of these are really great. And I like the more rustic look of the, of just the squares. Wow, that's good. Wow. Ooh, I would just take Phyllo dough and lightly twist it. Maybe butter it with some, and put Parmesan or something on it. That would be delicious. So, yeah, we want to add a little bit more if you can. We want to be safe, of course. But if you're comfortable lifting weights, I feel like you should. It is very important. You don't have to be getting older for it to be important. I don't want to set them on top of each other, but I kind of wanted to get this pan out of the way. All right, I'm going to get these out of there. I just am like freaking. I just want to try one so bad. I don't want it to be burnt. And this little muffin tin, whoever invented it, horrible idea. There's no way to grab it. All right, guys. So there they are. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, the timer was going to go off anyway. And I was going to try this one that was kind of falling into its cup here. for you, but I want to let it cool off because you know honey's going to be pretty scalding. And I can just like lightly put them on top of each other. I don't think it's going to hurt them any. But I have a lot more Phyllo to work with. These would be good for little appetizers too. You could put little like quiches in there, pour a little egg and maybe some spinach if you like spinach. I'm not a big fan of cooked spinach, but I love raw spinach in salads and things. Ooh, I have to put that down. Okay, so fingers crossed. Okay, this is the guy that was falling over, and I'm afraid to pick him up because I'm afraid he's gonna break. But I just wanted to show. Ooh, is that hot? Oh, and it's dripping. It's dripping. My honeys are dripping. Oh my goodness. It is pretty scalding. Mmm. This makes me so happy right now. That's amazing. Yeah, I think the only thing I would change is the fact that I pre-cooked the shells so much. I should have taken them out the first time thinking that I would have to cook the rest. But oh my goodness. Sorry, they're so crunchy. I think my grandpa would really like this. I hope he loved baklava. So happy birthday, Grandpa. I think I did pretty good. Oh, they're so good. I don't even mind the little bit of over. It gives it a toastiness. I wish I would have grabbed something. You know what? I'll get another paper plate to put them on. Because I need to use the container for more. And then what I think I'm going to do with the rest of the Phyllo dough is going to pre-make these cups because the lady said you can freeze them. So I think that's what I'm going to do. No, I'm so scared. Maybe I need to let them cool for a second. Oh my goodness. Try this recipe. If you don't like walnuts, try the pistachio version. Oh my gosh. So good. So grateful. That it came out so well. I want to say happy birthday, Grandpa. I miss you so much. And I'm trying to look around to see if I covered everything. I talked about the movement. Oh, one last thing. I talked to you guys or posted, I don't know, I can't remember what it was, over the weekend. I found another person on Instagram using my name and my one of my profile pics from, I think, Facebook, but it's a picture of my family. I am not Kristen Haas. I mean, I am Kristen Haas, but I'm not Kristen Haas on Facebook. You follow me at The Best Blessed Life. Okay, you only follow, excuse me, Kristen Haas on Facebook. If you're trying to follow me, that is. But this person has 18 followers. I don't care that much about the name because, of course, there's going to be other Kristen Haas's. I mean, my sister-in-law was a Kristen Haas. But I do care that they're using my pictures. So if you are trying to follow me, you follow me on The Best Blessed Life and on Facebook at Kristen Haas. Okay, guys, I think I covered everything now. And if you could report it, I don't think it's going to help. They've already told me pretty much the community they're following community guidelines. They're not doing anything wrong, blah, blah, blah. But that is my picture. I find that a little troublesome, but all right, guys, I'm going to get these off the thing, hopefully, safely. Please don't break. I have a feeling putting them in the muffin tins might not have been such a great idea. to cook, but oh my gosh, so good. Try this recipe. All right. With that being said, I want you guys to go have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.